experienced more racism with the Filipinos. I don't know why these guys are more racist. I think it's inborn in them. But I love the fact that they cannot hide it. If a Filipino is racist, he will show it. So, which is okay, because I can know that he's straight out that he's my enemy. And like then someone who hides away and at the end of the back, he stabs you with a knife or something like, yeah.
Give us an example of like what's that one racist incident that happened that
it's by talk.
shook
like
your head.
They keep on saying you are too black to live on earth.
They say that?
Yeah,
Whoa, to your face.
To your face, like they say it to your face.
The Filipinos.
Hi guys, welcome to Uganda. My name is Janita Maya and this is the REPAT podcast and I'm joined by, please tell us.
Seremba Steven, aka Sir Stivo from Abu Dhabi.
Okay, so what's Stivo?
Sir Stivo.
Sir Stivo?
Yeah, that's my aka name. Also,
what does it mean?
It's more of an acronym of my real name, Seremba Steven. So I carry short to Sir Stivo.
I don't think you can take that name to the east or west because they would have an issue with the S.
Definitely.
Okay, please continue.
Actually, I am an AI and I do artificial intelligence. I'm an AI prompt engineer. So I deal with artificial intelligence. I'm a developer, an artist, and I do all sorts of things using artificial intelligence.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for wearing our shirt.
Thanks. Okay. Uganda, one love.
Yes.
O'Shea Duke Jackson, Sacramento, California.
Okay, O'Shea, take it away.
So, Steven, we met him at the Africa Day program. We had mentioned it a few times here, and some of you came out. We met you, and Steven was one of them, and we had a really good time. And he requested to come on to the podcast and to talk about his experience. He's a Ugandan, right?
Exactly.
Living in now
the UAE.
In the UAE. Right. And so I've noticed that a lot of the people that even come onto the Pan-African Dating Show or that comment are living in either Saudi Arabia, Oman, Qatar. Yes, a big one. Why are talented Africans such as yourself moving to places like the UAE?
Well, to be honest, let me take it from there. Well, Middle East, it's kind of easy to get access to.
Okay.
Trust me, it's like... as a Ugandan, I don't need to present my bank statement, do a lot of shit to the embassy, present this, present that. It's not a lot of paperwork in the process. So it's easy for people to go to the Middle East because actually there are more traders, there are more people doing trade in the Middle East like in the UAE than people moving to Europe or the US or Australia because it's hard for people to make trade. So it's more easy for them to gain access to all the world market using the UAE.
Yeah. So people that want to go and get goods from the UAE, it's easier for them to bring it here.
Exactly.
Okay. Because even the tickets to the UAE, it's cheaper than us going to Kenya.
Price, it's funny. Someone, I think on this podcast, he mentioned that it's easier to travel to UAE than to travel around Africa.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's really pretty easy to travel to the UAE than to travel to any other country.
And cheaper.
And it's cheaper.
Okay.
Yes.
So in comparisons to that wouldn't have been your first destination. If you had to leave Uganda, where would you have wanted to go to?
Too many destinations, but I would love to go to Poland.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I just don't know. It's because actually he inspired me to do so. Like, I just.
You don't say.
That's the fact. Like, I read about Poland, and trust me, it's people do not realize it, but Poland, it's becoming like a tech hub for Europe.
It is.
There's so many, like, before Poland was nothing. Actually, the Polish people used to go to UK to seek for jobs. They used to go to Germany. The Polish people back then, Poland it was devastated with a broken economy. So most of the people used to travel to US, to England, to Germany. But now things are changing. Like, their economy is building up.
Yeah. Okay.
Things are getting back to normal.
But it was difficult for you to access.
Yeah, actually,
EU.
It was difficult for me to access the EU, though. I think Poland it needs more developers. Actually, it's in search for tech guys. Like,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So that would be the destination that I would love to go to.
Okay. So, but anyways, you ended up in the UAE.
In the UAE.
And what made you decide to make the jump to go to the UAE?
There's so many opportunities in the UAE. Actually, UAE. It is more of how can I say it? It's plenty. It's so many opportunities. Whether it is tech, whether it is trading, it's a lot. It's like it's a great hub at the moment. It's a huge. The problem with the UAE, one problem.
What?
You can never be a citizen. Otherwise, if UAE would offer citizenship, I would have loved that country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this about Uganda, because for somebody like myself, you know, the diaspora, you look at Uganda and you're like, wow, there's so many opportunities here. And then you see talented people like yourself going to the UAE.
Yes.
Were there not any opportunities for you here in Uganda?
The opportunities in Uganda, but the problem with Uganda, in most cases, the youths lack capital to start up something. And the government doesn't give out great incentives to help out to kickstart up any business that you would like to wish or do. So that's the kind of problem that we are still facing as youths in our country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, the UAE for Ugandan, we usually see it's like there's so many young girls going there for these, I don't know what I can call it, share jobs. Can I say that?
Yeah, it's more like
lower level jobs,
Yeah.
like to be cleaners or to be nannies or something like that. You see a bunch of them at the airport leaving. What's your take on that as a person who has lived in both countries?
You'll be shocked, but I've met guys who are professional doctors, guys who are self-made entrepreneurs, guys who have big jobs and great businesses.
In the UAE?
Yes, exactly. As I speak on, like the UAE started up with a freelance visa. As if you want, you can set up a business in a matter of 6 months as a freelance visa with a freelance visa. Yeah. So they're trying to change up things, like
Make it easier.
Yeah, making it easier for people to get access to start business, sort of.
But I think they've made it harder for Ugandans because there were recent changes to the visa, were there not? To the
There's
Nigerians
a problem,
and Ugandans.
Actually, there's a problem with Ugandans.
Oh, okay.
The problem with Ugandans, whenever they move to a certain country, they go in plenty. Like, there's a place in the UAE called Union and Banyas. You find a lot of guys there because they're unemployed. They just end up over there. Like, they're disturbing the crowd. They're doing all business. So the leader, Sheikh Mohammed, he decided that some of them should be deported because they're causing lots of chaos in the UAE. Yeah.
And you think that's because they go out there in plenty?
In plenty, and most of them, they even don't know what to do. They have no connection. So they end up on streets, robbing people, selling their bodies as bitches and prostitutes.
Oh my God.
That's the chaos up there.
Okay, you
True
just
facts.
said it.
Yeah,
You just
I
said
just
it
said
like
it
that.
live.
You know, yeah, because I feel like when I was in downtown Dubai in Gold Souk, there's like police arresting black girls because they were
selling their
apparently
body.
they were accusing them of prostitution.
Exactly.
But do you think it would happen in broad daylight? Like, do you think they were selling themselves in broad daylight, or were the police being the police and arresting
their
these
job.
girls?
I think it was some things. Some people have just bad luck. It might be it would have been bad luck or a coincidence, but most of the ladies, they're a little bit cheeky. Like the black ladies, the image they've created in the UAE, it's a little bit bad.
Like, what kind of image are we talking about?
Most of the Arabs, they look at them as bitches. Like,
When you say bitches, what do you mean?
it's the fact. Like, when mostly in the night, when you pass in places like Dera, Al Kabara, like you find so many Nigerian girls, of
Selling
course,
themselves.
Ugandans, Kenyans who are selling themselves, trying to make a living out of their bodies. Like, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So most of the Arabs, whenever they see them, I'm forgetting that Arab word, they call them that Arab
Name for
word
prostitute?
meaning for a prostitute. Yeah.
Okay.
And they say, how much, Habibi, how much Habibinti? Like that, the Arab way.
Okay. So, you know, you going from Uganda to, UAE, there's also places in Africa where, there's tech going on in Kenya, Rwanda's developing, there's South Africa. Were there any options in Africa that you thought about?
Actually, yeah, my dream country has always been Kenya.
Really?
Like, yeah, because Kenya is the tech hub of East Africa. It's amazing. The technology is ASAP. The problem is African job market is still down. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If African market was booming, there was no need for us to travel to UAE or something. We would have remained within African Union, working within the African Union. But the problem is the governments have not yet put those incentives and try to help out the youths to make something like out of themselves.
When you talk about incentives, because incentives is very important.
Very broad.
Yeah. What are the incentives that you feel like Uganda needs to have in comparisons to the incentives that you see in the UAE?
They should promote more job creators than job seekers. Basically, they should give out like funds to help out tech startups. Like I know of brilliant kids. I met a brilliant kid who made something like artificial ant, but actually this boy lacks the money to
In Uganda?
Yes, like within.
Let's find him, guys.
You should check for that little boy before the Americans get hands on him. Because if they do, they will give that kid like for the citizenship in the US, and that will be it. You'll never see that kid again. He'll become an American.
I know, right?
So that's why we are losing great talent at the moment. Yeah.
Now, what was the first job you did in the UAE?
Actually,
Like
I worked as a confectioner assistant.
A what?
Confectioner assistant.
That's like in a bakery?
But yeah, it's more like working in pastry, bakery.
So wait a minute, but you became a developer in UAE?
Actually, I was a developer before, but it was hard. And there's something going in the UAE, and for this, I would like to pick up and stitch my nose into the Indians. The Indians, like, they control the Arab job market. Like, those guys are controlling the entire UAE economy. Like, those guys, for you to get a job, you must be Raj Khan, Shah Rukh Khan. If you are Bandagide or some African name, it's hard for you. Like, whenever they see the CV with another African name or something, somewhere, or Filipino, or they cannot give you the job unless you are Indian or you are of Indian descent. Yeah. So it's like they control the job market.
Okay, yeah, because most of I think people, it's UAE, Qatar, Indians, Filipinos, very many, right?
Yeah, there are so many. And when it comes to hospitality job, man, the Filipinos, you cannot get away with it. Like the Filipinos, they control the entire sector. Like those guys, they control the hospitality sector. Yeah. Because the problem with Africans, we don't hide who we are. Like if someone has pissed off, you are like, bro, man, I just can't take it anymore. The Filipinos, if the Arab slaps her or him, if the Arab says something bad to him, she'll just smile off and
keep smiling.
Yeah, they have that pretense in them. That's why you say that the Arabs love them, they love employing them. Otherwise, for a black person, you cannot do that shit with them. Like, no.
So let me ask you this. Did you experience any racism?
I did.
Please.
Yeah.
I did,
In how? Explain.
Actually, I experienced more racism with the Filipinos. I don't know why these guys are more racist. I think it's inborn in them. But I love the fact that they cannot hide it. If a Filipino is racist, he will show it. So, which is okay, because I can know that he's straight out that he's my enemy. And like then someone who hides away, and at the end of the back, he stabs you with a knife or something like,
Give us an example of like what's that one racist incident that happened that
it's by talk.
shook
like
your head.
They keep on saying you are too black to live on earth.
They say that?
Yeah,
Whoa, to your face.
To your face, like they say it to your face.
The Filipinos. How does that conversation even occur?
It just
out of the blue, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, from
back
nowhere.
to Earth. Out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay, it makes it in a joking way, but in that joking way, he's hurting your feelings. Yeah, he says it in a joking way, but in a he doesn't. Okay, he knows what he's doing, but in a joking way. Yeah.
So what is your response to such remarks?
Well, I just chill off, because if I'm pissed off, I just punch him in his face, and that will be a crime.
Right.
And then you'll be sent back.
And then you'll be sent back, or you'll end up in jail or deportation, one of the two.
Okay, so then let me ask you, when it comes to your living situations for some of the, because I took a flight to Dubai with a lot of Ugandans to Dubai.
Yes.
And there was like so many people there. And I've heard some horror stories of how people are living in, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. What is your take? How are Ugandans surviving there?
Actually, there's a problem with our government. The Filipinos are lucky. Their government, it set up a minimum wage for their own nationals. Like a Filipino in the UAE should not earn below 1,500 dirhams. That's
What?
roughly like 1.5.
Yeah, that's 1.5. That's good.
So for the Ugandans, our government does not fight for us. It's just Arab can just say, okay, I'm giving you 800,
Take it or
900,
leave it.
take it or leave it.
Yeah.
With the Filipinos, their government fights for them. So they have that benefit and advantage.
I like that angle. I never knew that the government had the power to like set a
They
minimum
have
wage
to,
in a
they have
foreign
to.
country.
Unfortunately, our government does not mind. So guys are getting peanuts, they're hardworking,
Yeah.
and they're ending up getting peanuts.
So how did you move from going into pastries as an engineer?
Yes.
I mean, how did you feel about that? That was your only job you can get.
It was hurting. It was hurting at the beginning. But I walked through and I saved some money. Then as I used to work for the pastries, I used to have online studies. Like I used to study some online stuff. Like shout outs to Free Code Camp. That guy is so amazing. So he has got these online free courses whereby someone, if he's a beginner and wants to get into the tech world, he can learn for free.
Okay.
Yeah. So shout outs to Free Code Camp. So those guys are amazing. Like what they're doing is so amazing. They are helping out people who have nothing to learn technology and all that. Yeah.
So how long did you work at the pastry place?
It was 2 years, actually. 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Then after the 2
Then
years,
after I moved to Qatar. In Qatar, I moved there as I got into cybersecurity. I used to work for the Qatar Petroleum as in the security side. Yeah, for the cybersecurity. Like I used to help out to keep the system secure. Like that. So,
That's
yeah.
nice. Is it pronounced kata or karta?
It depends on the pronunciation. Some people they call it Qatar.
Apparently, if it's
Qatar.
kata, then it's offensive. I saw someone on TikTok saying you can't say kata. That's not how they say it.
It depends
they
on
made a whole video on
someone's.
it.
It depends on someone's accent.
Ah,
Yeah, it
Okay.
depends on the accent.
so you moved there
Yeah, I moved to Qatar
for how long?
for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you moved back to
Then I moved back to UAE again.
now the second time moving back to UAE. What was your experience like? Stuff like that.
It was amazing actually. I had a lot of fun. At the same time, it was kind of. I felt like I was missing something in the UAE, like so. That's why I had to go back to the UAE.
How long?
But Qatar is amazing. Qatar is a lovely country. It's amazing. It's trying to change kind of. Okay, they have had problems with the World Cup. Most of the low earners, the constructors who used to build up the
stadiums.
they were lowerly paid, but Qatar is trying to make things work. Yeah.
I love that.
Yes, they're trying to.
Is it a first lady?
No.
The wife
It's
of someone. She's quite popular in Qatar.
yeah. There's one of the princes, but their leader is Prince Tamim. Yeah, that is the ruler.
Okay.
So, how long did you come back to Abu Dhabi the second time?
It was after 4 years. That is, actually last year.
Okay, so you've been back for 1 year now.
Yeah, now it's 1 year.
Okay, so now the whole time, and maybe it's a little bit personal. I know that sometimes when you're living abroad, your family is maybe asking you to do certain things.
I know. Yeah, before you guys had the podcast about black tax, right?
Yeah. Oh.
That is something we cannot run from, guys. Like black taxes, and it is sad at some point, but it's who we are. It is sad at some point also, because some people they end up stressed out.
Okay.
Some people they end up committing suicide.
Because of black tax?
Because of black tax.
Wouldn't you just
Some
not
families
send
are
money?
highly demanding. Like, guys, I'm saying it straight in camera. Some families can be highly demanding. Like, you demand for this, you demand for that. It's too much for some people to handle. You know?
Yeah.
You mess up someone's brain. Because as when we got full abroad, we also have our own future to build. So if you just keep on getting all that diamond, you are messing up someone's future.
So how did you deal with that when you first went there and you weren't making so much money? How did you explain that to your
lucky.
family?
Okay, I'm not from a well-off family, like wealthy and beyond, but my family is kind of not so much demanding. Yeah, I just sent some little money, just for fun. But
For fun?
yeah.
Oh, I want to be like you.
But some of my friends have had tough times whereby they had to cry. I heard of like some of them on phone crying, like it's too much. You know?
The people back home or the people in
Yeah,
the UAE?
no. Like the people back home, they're demanding from them too much money, and they cannot take it anymore. Some of them they end up crying.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because they cannot face it anymore.
Can't they just ignore it? Okay, I know that's dumb.
There's a
but
problem in Africa whereby if it's like in the Western, you guys are much better. Whereby if you produce a kids, it's like you don't have to take care. Okay, those kids they don't have to take care of you. In Africa, whenever someone is born, like after he grows up, he has to take care of the parents.
Really?
So that is a huge hurdle. Like it's huge. Yeah.
Okay. So then when you were living in Qatar, in Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
and thinking about, so I know most people think about making a strategy to plan to come back home and live at home.
Yes.
Did you think like, I'm never coming back to Uganda, I like my life here? Or did you ever think that I'm going to make I need to get back home somehow and reestablish myself in Uganda?
To be honest, I never wanted to come back to Uganda.
to this beautiful country with a president like ours? Why not?
But of course, home is home.
But why didn't you want to come back? Why did you say you didn't want to come back?
It's
It's okay.
it's a lot actually. The problem we have in Uganda, it's hard to make connections. Let me be honest. Like one of your episodes took a keen mind on my heart. Like I was like, what they're saying is true. Like it's hard for people to connect, like to make connections. Most people they feel like there's a problem with black people. I don't know whether it's the same in the Black American community. When someone makes it big, most of his friends they feel like jealousy. They feel like there's that attitude, envy. Yeah. So those are the things. That's why people don't even want to come back. Whenever they go abroad, they're like, I'm fed up with this country. I don't want to come back. So.
Do you think it's because when they're in the UAE, they make more money and then they're also exposed
the good thing
to better?
Yeah, the good thing with those countries, if you get a right team, man, you can discuss the limit. Like I know of a Nigerian is into cryptocurrency. Like he made a big team with Arabs, Indians. Those guys are making dime. Like they have a tight connection. Like it's a huge. Your network is your net worth. If you have a good network, man, it's a deal breaker.
So in Uganda, you felt like it would be more difficult to.
It's more until maybe people start to change their mind, because there's this thing whereby people don't want you to get better than them. It's I think you relate with me, guys.
A crabs in a barrel mentality. Everyone is trying to pull you down.
Actually, it's not only with Ugandans, but it's in the black community, because I realized when you see most of the Asians, when the Asians they move to Uganda, they make business together, and those people they understand there's a powerful tool in finance. It's called social capital. Like if you join your resources together, man, you can run the entire world. Yeah. So that is the problem that we lack with the blacks. Connection and networking, it's 0. It's like 1 out of 10. It's maybe 0.5.
The lack of togetherness.
The lack of togetherness, yeah. But it's very important.
Together.
That's what social capitalism is what has made the Jewish state rich, the Americans rich. It's everything. Yeah. You cannot be stable and grow high as an individual. It's impossible.
Right.
Trust me, however much you're a genius, it's very, very, very hard.
You need people.
You need people.
What are some of the other reasons? Because you say there were so many and networking is just one of them. What's that?
Actually, that's the major key reason. But the other reason is the UAE, it's more secure.
Oh, yes.
Trust me, I think it was ranked number 3 in the world. It's a country whereby you can walk with your phone and you can throw it just by mistake and someone can call, hey, you dropped something. Like
yeah. And it's quite safe at night. I don't
It's
know, it's
safe.
because
You can leave your laptop there on the table, and you can come back in the evening, and it is still there. Like it's the safest, one of the safest countries.
A friend left his phone at the beach in Dubai, and the lifeguard got it, and then they sent it all the way back. Actually,
All the way back to you.
yeah,
It's safe.
yeah.
Safety. I hate countries whereby it's too much of a population. I love living in a country whereby it has a less population. I don't know. That's just me.
So Kampala is crowded for you.
It's too much crowded, actually.
Yeah.
In most cases, I even go to Ginger. Like, you guys should move to Ginger. Like, it's
amazing.
Chill. It's amazing. It's no too much population. It's chill. Yeah.
What else? I'm sure they're there. I'm gonna get them out.
There are so many factors.
When do you want to get back?
The other factor is
It's okay. You can say it.
I'm saying this to the government, but the government has a lot of things to do. But I don't blame the government that much. Also, the Ugandans are people, we are afraid. There's something about the Kenyans. The Kenyans, I love them because those guys, if there's something that is penning their ass, they will be out on streets and they'll be like, no, we say no to this. In Uganda, they introduced OTT tax or something.
We kept quiet.
You kept quiet. In Kenya, oh my God, those guys are like, if you don't do it to Tawa who like, we shall
Kill you.
we shall kill you. Those guys they are no outbrainers. Like, if there's something that is oppressing them, they're always there to fight it out. Yeah. With Ugandans, we are always like,
we're afraid to say something.
but that's a problem. No country can develop with weak people.
But you could say something and you could die. Did you know?
It's
So
true,
why
but
say something at all if
we need, at the end of it
possibility
all,
of
we
death
need
is
freedom
there?
fighters, right? We need like Malcolm X. Such people, those are the people.
Do you know
whom
any
we
freedom
need.
fighters in this country?
Baby wine.
We're gonna blur that out. So, but let me ask you, because you're back in Uganda
Yes.
and you may be staying here now.
Yes, I may be staying here
Okay.
for some time.
Why here now and not going back to Abu Dhabi?
Actually, I've seen some opportunities. Actually, I've realized that there is a term that I would like people to know, like for the audience. There's a term called Geo Arbitrage, and you people, you should start taking advantage of Geo Arbitrage. Imagine earning dollars in a country that is low cost of living, like with the low cost of living.
Yes.
It's a huge bonus. It's a huge advantage. Imagine making money from US, but you are in Uganda. It's huge. But if you're making 1,000 in the US, that's nothing. Like, to be honest, if you're making 1,000 in Uganda, man, that's
a lot.
You can live like a king, to be honest. So people need to take advantage of Geo Arbitrage. So that's one of the things that I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that opportunity wasn't there before?
Before it wasn't there, because trust me, Uganda had the worst internet. You guys are lucky nowadays. You have some
Wi-Fi,
internet. Oh my, oof. 2012. Oh,
It was a struggle.
it was hell. It
Yeah.
was hell. Oh my God. But now because most times I live in Jinja. Trust me, the internet speeds are high to 100 Mbps. I'm like, what?
In Jinja?
In Jinja.
Yeah.
What provider are you using in Jinja?
Airtel. Like the speeds can go up to 200 Mbps and you're like, oof.
I
In
guess
Jinja?
it's a small town. There are not that many people.
Oh.
That never used to happen. Way back in 2012, you could struggle with the buffering. You're trying to stream, buffering. You cry. You try to check network. You're like,
You're
what the
climbing
fuck? You're
trees.
climbing trees. It was hell.
Yeah.
It was hell.
Yeah. But you think it's now better?
Yeah, it's huge.
Say that.
There's a young kid is trying to. I think I will show you. I think one time you need to bring that. I'll bring that kid there. He's one of the best gamers in Uganda. Like he streams daily basis. Like he's making hundreds of dollars like per day.
It's a streamer.
He's a streamer. Like he's streaming games. Like he's killing it, and he's in Ginger.
It's in Jinja?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ginger is a place to be.
Exactly. You guys should check it out.
For the Ugandan diaspora that is out there Many of them are in the Massachusetts area, Boston.
Yeah, actually, they're in Waltham. That is
Waltham,
that's the largest area whereby there's so many UG guys.
Yeah, very many in Waltham.
Yeah, in Waltham.
Waltham, then secondary Boston. Then you have a lot in London, DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and they're looking to. We get the question quite often, looking to come back to Uganda and do things. Number one, do you think it's possible? And what would you say is the best way to go about it?
It's very possible, though. They need to be careful with scammers.
Okay.
They need to be careful with scammers. It's possible, but then they should be careful with scammers. Like there are guys who are trying to take advantage of the aspirants who are returning, who are repatriating back to Africa. So they should be careful of that. But it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Do you have more confidence now that it's possible in comparison to...
Actually.
What are some of the reasons why you have more confidence besides the internet?
Ever since I returned back, I've seen some little bit of change.
Okay.
And it is one of the things that have made me to change my mind. And I'm like, I think I can still make it in this country.
Such as?
I am trading online. I'm not killing it, but I'm making some little bit of good earning at the moment. Yeah.
When you say you're making online, what, like the NFTs and whatnot?
Yeah, I sell NFTs. Okay. I do cryptocurrency trading. Actually, I've got an offer, so I think it will be in the link below. There's some, if you create a link with Binance, with Pionex, you get good benefits. And I do use Pionex. Pionex, it's a good trading platform whereby you can, for those who are into trading, there's it's very hard to trade actually online. It's very hard because you need to read those candlesticks. You don't understand. With Pionex, you use artificial intelligence. You can set bots and the bots can trade for you. So you don't need to stress yourself looking at the screen 24 hours and you doze off. No way. With Pionex, it makes it easy for you to trade. Yeah.
Okay. This is science to some of us.
But it's easy.
But
Pionex
we'll
makes
get
it
there.
easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Pionex makes it easy. Yeah. And you guys, you should check the links in below and you should subscribe and the magic will work out.
Okay. You say that you want to stay in Uganda. What's the one thing that's making you stay in Uganda? For someone watching in the diaspora who'd like to come back.
The online business is worth it trillions of dollars, guys. Like you guys, you should all be online. Like that is the major thing. That's the major bonus that's making me stay in Uganda. Online.
Okay.
Well,
it's worth it trillions.
Online business. What do you mean? It's very vague.
It's very broad. Eh?
Yeah, because this is can be considered an online business. This podcast. So
when it comes to streaming, trading, e-commerce, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge.
in Uganda, it's huge.
And it's growing.
And it's growing. Pardon.
Really?
Yes.
So many people doing so
It's
many
a
things.
multi-trillion business worth it trillions of money.
$1 trillion in trillion shillings. Is that what you mean? Or like trillions of dollars? Which one?
Just as I said now, Hoye, to all the crypto guys there, we are almost about to hit 3 trillions by
What?
this year.
Dollars?
The crypto.
With
I'm
the
not
crypto market.
I'm not a
Okay.
big fan of the crypto people.
You
but
should, bro. You should. That's why actually,
at all.
US,
But
you're an American and you know that in June, your country will be releasing what they call CBDCs.
What's that?
yeah, I'm not a big fan as
see?
an investor. But
Tell us about the
So
CBDC.
if right as I speak at this moment, there's a cryptocurrency called Repo XRP. The CBDCs will be built on top of Repo XRP. So as I speak as per now, this is a great opportunity for you guys. If you buy XRP, because it's less than $1, it's 0.52 at the moment. If you buy small portion of it, Repo will blow up and it will create millionaires, trust me. Because the CBDCs will be built on top of Repo
Okay.
XRP.
Perfect. So the online business in Uganda is booming.
It's booming.
And
massively.
I feel like that's the perfect way to end this episode, on a high note. But yeah, Steven, tell the people where they can find you and anything else you'd like them to know.
Guys, you can find me at my Twitter handle is at Serestivo. And you can find me on, actually, you can get one of my artworks on OpenSea. The links are below. Support your brother, your African brother.
Yes.
I've got the coolest African NFTs. Most of the whites are making silly shits of NFTs. I make the African traditional NFTs, and you should support your brother.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Also, don't forget to sign up for the Binance and the Pionex with Shipper Cash.
Okay.
Those are hot trending stuff that can make billionaires in Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope everyone out there wants to be a billionaire. Oshay, where can they find you or not?
At Bitcoin Thousandaire on Instagram. No, at O'Shea Duke.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Steven, once again, thank you so much for being on the platform.
You're welcome.
Like O'Shea said, we met him on the Africa Day event. He bought a shirt from us. So if you also want to buy a shirt, reach out to us on our social media pages.
Yeah.
Guys, also shout out to Wire Collection that dressed me up today in this green, beautiful two-piece. You can reach them at Wire Collection on Instagram, and you can go to their shop at Pioneer Mall, or you can also go to their Motive store and check out the beautiful pieces they have. And follow us on our social media pages at King and the Nation. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell for notifications, tell us what you think in the comment section. There's a link for WhatsApp, so do join that. And yeah, guys, we'll see you next time.